see you later. I'm a heat seeker, I'm a game changer. Making my moves now, pushing that fader. When I lock in, things just click. Can't afford to quit when you hit and never miss. Give a little wink, blow a little kiss. You know it's all love when it's rolling like this. If you really want it, then you get it. Treating every day like the sun is never setting. If you really want it, then you better go and get it. If you wanna hold it, run it, work it. If you want it, go and get it. And if you want it, do it. If you want it, go and do it, babe. Go and do it now. Go and this time. Oh, breathe it now. Just go do it now. I wanna do it. Just go do it now. Sweat it out now. Hey.
Hello, folks. It is so great to see you all, and thank you so much for joining me, Frankie, for our 7th Global Classroom of the school year. Digital skills today, future ready tomorrow. The We Global Classroom series brings people together from around the world to focus on the issues that you all care about. Powered by Microsoft technology, we've got people tuning in from all around the world. So hello, and thank you for joining us. You can participate with us wherever you are in the world through the chat function on Microsoft Teams in the Q&A panel. Through that, you'll be interacting with our We Virtual Hub. Today, we've got Mark on the hub, who's going to be helping you throughout. Plus, at some points today, you can participate through our Menti polls, because it's very important that I get to hear your voices. Yes, your voice. So I'm going to guide you through the most simple process to make this happen. First up, you're going to open a tab on your phone and head to menti.com. That's METI.com. Then you're going to enter the code 308422. That's 308422. And boom, you're going to see so many things that you can answer. And the best part is I'm going to see your answers too. So do me a solid and answer the first question, which is, what is my favorite meme? Is it A, shocked Pikachu, B, Arthur's fist, C, Baby Yoda, or D, Smudge the cat? And we're going to come back to that in a little second. But before we go any further through, we want to take a moment to acknowledge and honor the land on which we gather today. Today, I recognize that here in Toronto, at the We Global Learning Centre, we're on the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. These Indigenous folks have taken care of this land for centuries and continue to do so today. And our conversation today is all about how technology can improve the lives of all of us. And it is crucial that those benefits include the Indigenous people who have historically been excluded. But here we are. And today we're going to explore how technology can be relevant to all parts of the things that you care about and how you can use it to accomplish your goals, whatever your goals may be. And here at we have our Tech for Good badge that we give to recognize and reward your skills and effort in the tech space. By attending this session, you're already on your way to earning your Tech for Good badge. So congratulations, you're nearly there. Anyway, let's go back and see what you voted on for Menti. Let's see what you said. What did you say? What did you say? Oh, a lot of you think it's Smudge the cat. I do like it. Oh, Baby Yoda. I would die for Baby Yoda, but I have to tell you, the answer is shocked Pikachu. Oh, I love that guy. I've got him on my water bottle. I would show you, but I forgot it. Anyway, here we go. Technology is incredible. Isn't it wild that we can actually do that? To think that just 20 years ago, 2/3 of households didn't even have access to the internet. And now look at us. Many of us carry a device in our pockets that gives us almost instant access to all of the world's information. And maybe some of us just use it to look at TikToks all day. But anyway, that's beside the point. Digital technology has helped us collect like never before. Plus, it's made robots capable of things that only people could do before, like drive cars, or more impressively, make pizza. Look at this. Wild. I mean, sometimes, I can't lie, I do get a bit freaked out by it all. I mean, how many movies can they make about robots taking us over and expect it's not something that's going to be in the back of my mind every time the algorithms are spot on with suggesting what food I want on those delivery apps? There is no telling how they could use my love of poutine against me in the future. I love it. Delicious, truly. Canada, what a thing. Anyway, but the truth is, these developments in technology can be more meaningful than sending memes on social media. Technology is used for social good. Technology empowers people to do more, and it's helped countless people around the world. Check out this Menti question to get us thinking. So, What area do you think technology has helped advance the most? Do you think education, healthcare, the disabled community, or activism in general? After you vote, type in the chat some examples of how you think technology has helped these things. But let's think about education first. Not so long ago, the only people we could listen to and learn from were the grown-ups in whatever town we were in. Well, now we all have access to so much information, so we don't even have to take our parents' words for something anymore. We could just look it up and show them that actually, Dad, you can go into the pool after having dinner. Geez, honestly. And what about healthcare? Health technology has made for improved care and efficiency and has helped provide care to people and more people around the world than you can imagine. And the sky is the limit. Just last year, listen to this. Researchers created a 3D heart, an actual heart, using a 3D printer. That is wild. And just think about all of the ways that technology has helped make our world more accessible and inclusive. Like sound technology has helped those who can't see, like at crosswalks or in elevators or even audiobooks. And so many more apps and programs are designed with a spectrum of abilities in mind. And then there's the activists who are so passionate about improving our world and leveraging these different technologies on social media to organize. Think about those climate strikes that have sent a powerful message that we're not going to take the same old business as usual approaches to social change anymore. It's incredible. We're returning to Menti now because we want to see what you think technology has helped the most. Let's see. Ooh, healthcare, incredible. We'll see, I guess that 3D printed heart really took you for that one. And I'm not an expert, I can't tell you which one it actually was, but it all seems that healthcare is the one that's on the top of your minds. And I can tell you that it's doing so much more for so many different issues. Okay, so for our next Menti question, we want to ask you this. Which of the following issues do you care the most about? And then this time you can rank them from 1 to 3. Do you care about promoting access to clean water, combating bullying, or protecting animals? Put them in 1 to 3, and then we'll come back to that in a little bit. But whatever the issue is that you care deeply about, let's take a moment to think about all the ways that you can create a change. Remember that we don't have to wait until we're older to start making a difference. Check out this incredible video.
$32.
30? I don't think I will believe that.
49.
I'll say 45.
People are doing stuff young.
42.
Mid to late 30s.
I have no idea.
Wow. That's actually really young. Like, I'm almost 12 and I haven't even invented anything.
And I'm actually so excited to say that we have a young entrepreneur who's joining us today, who's developing an app called Mindly. Rohan is a young man who has such a passion for technology and wanted to combine that passion to make a difference by promoting mental health through an app. So thank you so much for joining us today, Rohan.
Thank you.
So tell us, what is this about technology? Why do you love technology so much?
I think it was really just having access to technology at such a young age. And as I was playing around with my family's computer, I really just let my curiosity drive me. And it all started with Minecraft. And so as I got more and more immersed in Minecraft, I learned how to code and I learned how to hack and I learned how to develop Minecraft mods. And so when I was about 14 or 15, something really clicked. And I knew I wanted to work in tech and pursue it for the rest of my life.
That's incredible. And so many people have mentioned Minecraft as a tool for learning how to code and learning how to get into technology. So thank you for that. But can you tell us more why you're so passionate about technology, but why have you linked it with mental health?
I think because I've seen so many of my friends struggle with mental health over the years, And I consider myself a pretty empathetic person. So just seeing them struggle and having to just sit there, not knowing what to do, it really broke my heart because I believe in spreading happiness. And I don't think anyone should have to go through the struggles of having a mental health issue.
Definitely. And it's like mental health is certainly on the top of so many people's minds right now. And it's such an important issue that a lot of people are putting a lot of effort into. So it's so great that you're jumping on this as well. But not many people would connect mental health and technology as a way to support it. How did you make that connection?
I think just because I wanted to combine both my passions, and it was a perfect way for me to get my solution out there in the world because everyone has a phone, everyone has some sort of internet connection. So if I can provide a solution to mental health over the internet, it's just a perfect way to reach as many people as possible. And it also lets them do it anonymously because you don't have to go to a physical place if you want mental health help anymore. You could call a hotline or go online and find all the resources you need.
So true. We all have these devices in our pockets that can have this resource-rich place. So thank you so much for creating Mindly. That's so exciting. And Rohan was actually, not many people know this, but me and Rohan have met before because he was part of our free incubation hub program that helps young people build out an idea more fully into a social enterprise. And at the end of this program, you get to pitch your idea to a panel of judges. And we actually have a short clip from your pitch that you did a couple months ago. But I want to know, how did you feel before you were pitching?
I was really nervous, to be honest.
You couldn't tell, Rohan. You were absolutely brilliant. Check this out.
$51 billion. This is the cost of mental health issues to the Canadian federal government every single year. Hello, my name is Rowan, and today I'll be talking to you about Mindly, the mental wellness hub. Now the problem is that there is no comprehensive list of verified and credible resources available to help those struggling with their mental health. And the solution to this is Mindly, an app to help users discover and choose the best resources to improve their mental health. Mindly targets the third UN Sustainable Development Goal of good health and well-being, as it aims to fix the mental health issues of youth aged 15 to 25 in the GTA. So when users first open the app, they'll be asked to enter their age, their city, and how they're feeling, or what type of mental condition they have. They'll then be presented with a list of mental health resources that can then help them with their specific situation. And so once they see these resources, they can tap on any of the resources to get more information about them, such as reviews, ratings, hours, or a description, so that they can make the right choice the first time and don't have to spend extra time and money going through several resources and doing some extra research.
I don't know about you, but I'm really passionate about PowerPoint and that slide deck. Beautiful, truly beautiful. Okay, so we haven't just invited Rohan here to talk to us about Mindly. We know that he's a genius for tech, and we want to play a little game, and it's called Tech Level Up. How it's going to work is we're going to choose an issue and take turns coming up with ways that technology has played a role or could play a role in the future to support or tackle that issue. And whoever the clock runs out on loses that round, and we'll put 30 seconds up for each round, okay? And those of you watching, you can play along with us to see how many ways you can support the issue with technology. So let's see what you guessed on Menti, which one we should tackle first. Let's see, we've got 3. Oh, close. Okay, combating bullying. Are you ready, Rohan, for this?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. How can we use tech to combat bullying?
Maybe we can create an online space where victims of bullying can go and chat with each other and talk about their experiences.
I love that, a support group. Or maybe similarly to Mindly, if there are like resources people can use on an app that they can download. That would be great.
And I know there's an app out that right now that before you send a text, if it detects that it's harmful, then it reminds you, maybe you shouldn't be sending that text message.
Whoa, I think some of us need that. That's an incredible app. How else can we do it? I feel like there's a way that we can bring support services to schools, and similarly, they're linked to this app. Oh, that means I won that round because I held the mic. Excellent. Can anyone remember what the second one is that we're going to focus on? Go back to the Menti. Oh, protecting animals. That means that the third one we're tackling is clean water. Okay, so put the time on the clock. 3, 2, 1. How can we use technology to protect animals?
Maybe we can have an online adoption service where animals in need can get adopted.
I love online animal adoption. How about maybe, well, we know that there are tracking devices in pets in case they get lost. My friend lost their dog Smokey once, but we found them through the tracking device.
How about geofencing so that animals don't go in dangerous zones? Or maybe if there's a wildfire, we can track animals and make sure they're safe.
Whoa, geofencing, so many terms. And maybe there's a way we can track endangered animals and making sure that we're keeping them safe. Oh, again, I held the mic, which means I'm the winner. What can I say, Rohan? I'm a pro. Okay, so that means the third and final one we're going to tackle today is providing access to clean water. We'll get that clock back on. How can we use technology to support access to clean water?
Maybe you can have a device that purifies water that you put in it.
Oh, so it's like a filtration in the moment.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe there can be an app that kind of locates the nearest source of clean water to folks.
Okay. Or maybe an app that tells you how pure water is or if it's safe to drink.
Whoa, immediately, that would be so clever, because sometimes you don't know, you just don't know. And maybe there's an app that can be petition signing to make sure that we get access to clean water to governments around the world.
Or maybe some sort of hyperloop system that transfers water from developed countries to developing countries.
Okay, so you got the mic on that, but what is Hyperloop? Hyperloop.
Hyperloop is basically like a really fast train. So maybe it can be used to transfer water between countries.
I want a Hyperloop to get me to work every day. That would be incredible. Oh, Rohan, wow. So I don't know about you, but through that game, what I've learned is that it can take a few seconds to think about, but technology can help in so many ways. Rohan, thanks so much for coming on today and giving us all your skills and showing us how you're using tech to make big changes. It's so exciting to have you back. But my friends, the show must go on, and our next guest is Tina Jones. Tina is an employee at Microsoft who works on the worldwide education team. She supports educators and students globally, giving them access to skills, tools, and learning to support them to succeed in a thriving digital world. Tina is going to help us understand some things, and I can't wait to learn from her. So take it away, Tina.
Thanks, Frankie. And hi, everyone. So I'm Tina. I'm in the Microsoft Worldwide Education team, and I focus specifically on skills and cloud computing skills. So I'm really excited to join today to share some information on Imagine Cup Junior, which is an artificial intelligence for good global challenge. So you might have heard of Imagine Cup. That's open to students aged 16 and above. And we wanted to make sure that we had a competition that was open to younger ages.
You can feel free to.
And the great thing about Imagine Cup Junior is that you don't need to have any experience in technology. So we want anybody to share their ideas through Imagine Cup Junior. So if we get started, I'll share a little bit about what artificial intelligence is. But remember, you don't need to know this already. And the amazing thing is, you probably are surrounded by AI every day and you don't even realize it. If I were to ask you what artificial intelligence is, most people would picture robots. But you do use it in very many ways. It's an attempt to make a computer, a robot, or another piece of technology think and process data in the same way that we humans do. And the aim of AI is to improve technology by adding functionality related to human acts, so things like reasoning, learning, and problem solving. So examples of where you're using AI, and you may not realize it, are things like using your phone to control your lights at home, or your TV, or your heating, or for those of you that use the Xbox, you're using Cortana as part of Xbox. A subset of artificial intelligence is machine learning. And machine learning is the learning that the machine derives from its experience in processing data. It's an application of AI that provides computer systems with the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. So if you think about when you search on the internet, Bing will look at the past clicks from people around the world to understand the pages that are more relevant to you. There's a reason why those pages appear in a particular order to you, but that happens in seconds. So you can imagine that's something that would be impossible for a human to do. It also does the magic behind the scenes to recommend posts that you might want to see on social media, or things that you might like to buy online, or as Frankie said earlier, what food you might like to order from your favourite online store. Basically, it's dealing with a huge amount of data smartly to derive results to make it useful for you. So why would you want to get involved and learn about artificial intelligence and machine learning? We're in what's called the fourth industrial revolution, including technologies like cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things. This era affects every industry, and there is a growing range of digital and business skills needed for jobs at every level. But the amazing thing is there's a huge amount of jobs available, but very few people that have got the skills to fill them. So this is a massive opportunity for everybody to get involved in technology and think about how a job in the future might be something that they want to do. And try to think about jobs in technology not just as somebody sat behind a computer every day. If you think about the fashion industry, there's somebody that's looking at what clothes somebody might want to see online. Any industry or sector you can imagine will require somebody with technology knowledge. So for you to get engaged in things like this and learning about artificial intelligence at an early age, it's giving you the opportunity to work out what you might want to do in the future. If we can just pop back to the previous slide. There we go. So we expect by 2022 for there to be 6.2 million job openings in cloud-based technologies. That's a huge amount. And then on the next slide. So currently there's 50% of jobs that we estimate require technology skills, and we expect that to grow to 77% of jobs by 2030. That's a massive opportunity for you to get involved. And the amazing thing is that of all undergraduate degrees in the US, only 18% of those are in computer science, and scarily only 3% of undergraduate degrees are computer science, and 18% of those are women. So what I'd love everybody who's watching this today is to think about what your future could be, why you'd want to get involved, and this is a really great place to get started. So if I go back to what Imagine Cup Junior is, it's a global challenge. It's open to students aged 13 to 18. You'd form groups of 3 to 6. So your educator will register for you, and then in your class, you'll choose who you want to be with in a group of 3 to 6. And there's amazing prizes available. So for each region, so for EMEA, so that's Europe, Middle East and Africa, for America and for Asia, there'll be 3 winning teams in each, and each member of the winning team will win a Windows 10 device and the opportunity to have some mentoring with a vice president of the education team in Microsoft. So that's an amazing opportunity for you and your group to be in front of somebody at Microsoft and ask them about what you might do with your career, what you might want to do with your learning, and where to get started to reach the dreams that you want in your career in the future. The idea of Imagine Cup Junior is that you're putting together an idea, so something that you want to solve in the world around you, and how you might use artificial intelligence to solve that problem. So to get started, you need to think about what your problem statement might be. So if you have a think about something that you'd like to solve, or something that you feel really passionately about, and just previous slide, sorry. So if you wanted to do something on AI for accessibility, you could think that it's unacceptable that your friends with dyslexia can't read the menus in restaurants. That might be something that you want to fix. The exciting thing is you're going to hear from a group called Chameleon Frame shortly on this call, and they have their project is around AI for accessibility. So it's going to be interesting for you to see what they created around this initiative. If you wanted to choose AI for Earth, it could be that it upsets you that there's so much plastic in the ocean. And what would you create to try and solve that problem or minimize it? If you picked AI for humanitarian action, it could be that you want to find a way to reconnect families easier following natural disasters. How could you use technology to do that? Or AI for cultural heritage. It could worry you that there's amazing historical monuments that are being lost to the world and future generations. So how can you capture that for people in the future so that they always get to enjoy what you can now? So they're the Microsoft AI for Good initiatives. So you'll pick which one you want to do, and then work with your group to start to think about what problem statement you might want to do. So if we can just go to the next slide. So initially you'll find your problem, then understand the problem. So you'll need to do some research. So find out, is there anything out there at the moment that's already trying to address this problem? How many people is it affecting? What data can you get your hands on to show how important your problem is? And then as your group, you'll start to think about what possible solutions might be. Think about how you could solve it. And I think you'll come up with hundreds of ideas here. And then you need to select your best ones as a group and start to build out what that might look like. Now, the Microsoft AI principles and ethics will form a really big part of your project. everything that we do in artificial intelligence needs to be ethical and responsible. So there'll be some learning here for you to learn about the ethics around artificial intelligence. And then you submit your project. So it's really easy. As I said, you don't need knowledge on artificial intelligence prior to this, but the learning that you'll get as you go along will be really exciting. Okay, if we can just go to the next slide. So educators can register today. The way the challenge works is educators will register on behalf of their student groups. They just need to go to www.imaginecup.com/junior. And then once they register, they'll get access to a huge amount of resources to help you. If we can just go to the next slide. Thank you. So when they register, you'll see here you get access to educator and student packs aligned to each module of the learning on artificial intelligence. So fundamentals of AI, machine learning, applications of AI, deep learning and neural networks, and AI for good. And it's up to you how deep you take your learning. These packs will be available to students, so if you want to go home and you want to become the expert in artificial intelligence, amazing. You go home and read your student packs, and there will be so much for you to learn as part of that. If we can just pop to the next slide. An example of what you might see, this is the contents for the first module, so fundamentals of AI. So you can see that there's an overview of everything for you to learn what artificial intelligence is, where it is around you, examples, and we've got this for all 5 of those modules. In addition to this, there's opportunities for you to get hands-on. So whilst I'm saying that you don't need prior knowledge of artificial intelligence and technology, for those of you that might already be involved and want to take it further, you can start to get hands-on. Next slide, please. So Rowan mentioned Minecraft Education Edition, and that is a great place to get started with coding. And as part of the resources, you'll be introduced to the Minecraft Hour of Code, which has an AI focus. So if you wanted to take your learning further, you can get involved in this and get hands-on with some coding. There's also a stretch project available that your educator would get access to when they register, which is where you can bring your AI for good concept to life using something called the WIC editor and starting to build on Azure, which is Microsoft's cloud. So you can take it as far as you want to, and I'd love to see people starting to get hands-on and submitting their Azure projects as part of Imagine Cup Junior as well if they want to take it that step further. There's also a Build Your Project in a Day kit. So for educators, this is a great way for you to run the Imagine Cup Junior from start to finish with your students. There's timers throughout, and it will get them working in their groups, brainstorming, and build out their projects step by step through a PowerPoint deck. And so that by the end of the hackathon or Build Your Project Day, they've got their Imagine Cup Junior projects ready to submit. And throughout that, you'll hear from our artificial intelligence teams at Microsoft who will be motivating you along each step of the journey, giving you advice, telling you how their careers started here at Microsoft. And they'll be with you on the journey as you build out your project. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to submit, so we provided template submission formats. This is an example here, so you'll have a cover slide where you'll pop all your details on, and then you'll see the table of contents on the next slide, which will guide you on what we'd like to see you put on each slide of your submission. And you can submit on either PowerPoint or Word, and you'll find these templates documents for you to submit when your educator registers for the challenge. So a massive big good luck from me. I really hope to see your projects as you submit them, and I really hope that we've got one of the winners on the call now. But please do get involved and let us know what you're working on. You'll see the social hashtags here. I'd love to see your projects and see your Build Your Project in a Day activities that you're doing and the ideas that you have. So please feel free to connect with us and show what you're doing. But massive thanks for having us as part of this call, and I can't wait to see your submissions start to come in.
Tina, for signing in and sharing so much more around Imagine Cup Junior. And you are totally right. We are so lucky enough right now to hear from some incredible young people who are actually using artificial intelligence to make some really fantastic change. It's Chameleon Frames. Check this out. Here we go. Okay, thank you so much, Tina, for sharing so much around the Imagine Cup Junior. It was so incredible to have you sharing all your knowledge. And you are so right. we are lucky enough now to hear from some incredible young people who are actually using artificial intelligence to make some really fantastic change. Check out this video.
I'm Rebecca. I am 13 this year.
My name is Hannah. I'm in grade 9 this year and I'm 14.
My name is Isabella. I'm in grade 9 this year and I am 14.
We like playing video games and we also like playing wheelchair basketball as we are all very competitive. Sean is very cheeky but very understanding. He always makes you laugh.
Sean has cerebral palsy. He was born with issues at birth. However, with cerebral palsy comes a whole lot of secondary disabilities. CBI is one of them. His brain has been slightly damaged. The part of his brain which controls his vision also a little bit damaged. So it took almost 6 years for a diagnosis.
The diagnosis took a bit of a long time. I had to go to many appointments, and even now I still have to go to appointments.
This is the main issue with CBI, is that because it's not visible, sometimes we'd go and see an ophthalmologist and they'd say, well, his vision is normal. But then the next time or 2 hours later, we might actually have a completely different result.
He did find it frustrating when he wasn't able to see properly. And he didn't know what to tell us because that was his normal vision.
Microsoft is running a program called AI for Good.
Mr. Legrand was promoting it to all students.
Where we got to build our ideas and bring them from just a simple idea to a full-on concept. It made me happy because I was part of their project and what they were doing.
We called our invention Chameleon Frames because chameleons are always changing and CVI is also always changing. Our goal is to actually diagnose it because a lot of children go undiagnosed.
My sisters have really shown me that this project that they've made will really help other people around the world.
Through technology, these students have not only helped their little brother, but they've also helped other people from around the world in hopefully diagnosing others with CVI.
My children probably know better about artificial intelligence, robotics, than I will ever know.
What the girls would really love to be able to see is to take it from this concept that they have to get a working prototype.
Almost certain that all of us want to try to get funding for this project so that we can make an actual model.
Just bringing it to life. Basically, if we bring it to life, we'll be able to help others.
What an incredible story. And we are joined now by Isabella, Hannah and Rebecca, and they're actually in Brisbane, Australia. That is wild. Oh my goodness, my friends, thank you for joining us. But tell us, what time is it in Australia right now?
It is 3:35 in the morning.
3:35 in the morning. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for staying up late or waking up in the middle of your sweet dreams to join us on this incredible day. Thank you so much. I'm literally so excited to chat to you all. We've got questions for all of you, but I want to start with Isabella. So in that video, you talked about how your project incorporates artificial intelligence. How would you explain artificial intelligence to someone who's just learning about it like me?
So artificial intelligence is basically the brains behind the works.
Mm-hmm.
We build up the concept, we put all the basics into it, and then once it's ready to work, it takes all the data collected and transfers it to what we need it to be.
Incredible. So it's the brain behind all the work, it's all happening. Oh, I wish I knew more about it. So Hannah, what are your thoughts on how you can use artificial intelligence to help solve social issues in the future?
Yeah.
Hannah, did you hear me? Great, here we go.
So I believe AI can really drive innovation, whether it's environmental, humanitarian, but I believe that our generation will have to create technology for the future. And I think AI can really help.
Definitely. I agree. I think it's our generation. Well, I don't know if I can consider myself part of your generation anymore, but it's definitely the younger generation in their hands to make this change with the technology that they have the skills for. Oh, I love it. Okay, final question, and it's for you, Rebecca. What's your advice for how students can connect with a personal inspiration and use technology? And, you know, how can they just get started with this personal connection and technology?
I think that it's easiest if when you want to come up with something, you have to come up with something that's like close and personal to you, so that it's easier if like you can do something because you know more about it. And you'll also be motivated if you want to create a change for something close to you.
Exactly. That's something that we're always talking about here at We. It's how you combine the things that you're passionate about to the issues you care about too. And Rohan mentioned that earlier with his passion for mental health and technology as well. Oh my goodness, Chameleon Frames. I watched that video so many times, and I'm so happy that you've just joined us here today at 3:45 a.m. Oh, goodness me. So thank you so much for joining. We won't take any more time out of your important sleep schedule. So thank you for joining us, and go to bed, sleep well, have good nightmares, not good nightmares, have good dreams, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, and continue working with Chameleon Frames. Thank you, my friends. What a time. Oh.
Thank you.
Goodness me. Sweet dreams, beautiful nightmares. Beyonce, it's always in my head. Okay, anyway, my friends, I'm going to introduce you to something brand new to the global classrooms. It's a brand new segment, and it's called Real or Rubbish. What we're going to do is we're going to explore some statements and figure out if they're real or rubbish. Are they true or false? And we want you to type your guess in the chat. The first statement, my friends, is you've got to be a tech whiz to use technology for good. Well, the answer is total rubbish. And I get it. If I was watching this show and I was hearing all these people who are incredible at tech, I'd be like, oh, tech is scary and I'm not a tech genius. I don't even know how to open my apps or something like that. I don't know. Here we are. But you know what? You don't need to be a tech genius to utilize the benefits of technology. First off, you actually probably know more than you think. Think about how much more than you know than your grandma who can't figure out how to turn on the computer at all, or your dad who keeps asking if TikTok is a clock brand. Anyway, whatever knowledge you have is valuable, and it's a perfect starting point. Don't limit yourself by saying you're not a tech person, because you are. Okay, second statement. Developing tech skills will help me in the future. Well, that is real, so real, and we heard it from Tina earlier. Did you know by 2030, up to 800 million people will need to learn new skills for their jobs because of automation? While tech is good for the economy, more people are going to have to upgrade their skills to be part of that change. Plus, tech skills and digital skills help you develop problem-solving skills that can be applied in every area of your life. I mean, to be honest, that's probably why I used to spend 9 hours a day playing The Sims. Somewhere deep down, I knew that technology was the future. How did it work for me? I mean, I created a 12-generation family. Imagine all of those memories. But yeah, you're right. You know, upon reflection, it probably wasn't the most effective way to develop my tech skills or use my time. Anyway, never mind. And maybe I thought I wouldn't develop so much tech skills because I thought it would be expensive and boring. I mean, think about all the screens you see. Seems expensive, and that's our last real or rubbish statement. Becoming tech savvy is expensive and boring. Let's think. That is total rubbish. Did you know if you want to get started in building your tech skills, Microsoft has so many free resources for educators and students alike. By going to www.code.org/Minecraft, students are able to access workshops that include Minecraft Hour of Code, STEM Saturdays, in-store creative workshops, and so many more. I've heard so much about Minecraft today that I'm going to go home and get it tonight. I can't wait. Educators, there is something for you as well. There you'll see tutorials, workshops, and more to help prepare anyone who works with youth to deepen their understanding of computer science and lead an hour of code. It sounds so exciting, the hour of code. Talking of coding, let's see how one young girl fell in love with coding. Check out this.
My name is Isabella. I'm 11 years old in the 6th grade, and I live in Chesapeake Beach, Maryland.
Anna was born in Russia, just north of Moscow. Came home on New Year's Eve of 2011. Anna was 3.5 years old. Anna has OI, which is osteogenesis imperfecta, which means that her bones don't grow correctly. They break easily. We're not going to let a broken arm or 2 broken arms stop us from doing all the things that she wants to do.
Instead of people helping me, thinking I need help, I help them. Because my legs might not work, but my mind will.
When Anna started coding, we kind of had this vision in our heads of her with a laptop and headphones on. But what's been fun is to see how collaborative some of the projects really are. She just fell in love with her ability to make things happen.
We live in a world where people say no, but I want to live in a world where they say yes. Yes, we can code. Yes, we can do anything with technology. If we work together, we can change that no to a yes.
Oh, I absolutely love Anna and her passion for technology, and I love that idea of changing no's to yeses. And you know what? We're actually about to hear from some more amazing guests, but first, let's go back to Menti. Next up on Menti, we want to know your ideas for how you could use technology to help someone who wants to take action on the issue of the environment. So type your answers in, and we'll get back to that in a second. But before we do, I'm so excited to introduce you to another group of incredible students from Current Generation, a STEAM-based tech-focused program. Check out this video.
Current Generation is an after-school program that combines a physics curriculum with solving real-world problems. We design, 3D print, and solder circuit boards and light cases to send to students suffering from light poverty.
Before, when they wanted to study after dark, they would have to burn kerosene or burn brush, which is really bad for their lungs. I didn't know that this was an issue before, but once I found out about it, I really wanted to help. We start out by designing a case. We decide if it's going to be a lamp or if it's going to be a lantern, and then we 3D print them. After we have the case printed, we will solder the LEDs and the resistors in, and then we will assemble the light by soldering the switch and the battery. Then we put it all together, hot glue it, and then we send them overseas.
Wow, and we are joined by Eli, Brooklyn, Bronwyn, and Zorn from Current Generation. Hello, give us a wave if you can see me and if you can hear me. Hi! Wonderful, thank you so much for joining us today. It's so great to connect with you again. But before we start, we've got some questions for all of you, and I want to start with Eli. Eli, can you talk a little bit about how technology is involved in this project?
Well, technology is really useful for us when we're designing the lights because it helps us create solutions to the problems that the people that we're sending the lights to face. When we start a new project, we like to brainstorm together, and we also like to talk with our friends overseas to make sure that our ideas are matching what they had in mind. After this, we'll print off our first draft, and it's not always perfect. So we always like to revise this and go over it a little bit, check for some inconsistencies, and add things or take things away from the light that we think need to be taken away. We like 3D printing here because it enables us to think, design, create, and especially help others around the world. And we're just really grateful that we have access to this technology.
Eli, I love that. I think it's so important that you're constantly communicating with the folks that you're creating these lights for, because you want to keep them involved whenever you're making an action plan. And that's for anyone listening about action planning. Keep the people involved. Oh, I love it. Okay, Brooklyn. So you're doing this work to help people from so far away, all around the world. How are you making those global connections?
Yeah, so Skype. One of the great things about Skype is that it enables us to make one-on-one connections with people all over the world who don't even become just our friends, but also become close enough that we get to execute our ideas to their fullest potential with them. And Skype is also a great way to get instantaneous feedback so that we can improve our lights and our ideas as fast as possible. And in the future, something that's really important to us is we'd like to see our lights becoming as efficient as possible so that people all over the world can get the light that they deserve and they need. Strong, lasting connections are what we're trying to get here.
I love that. The light that we deserve and the light that we need. I think light is something that we take for granted every single day. Ha! I love it. Okay, Bronwyn, hello again, my friend. You and your team are doing so much more than just fundraising. You're actually making circuit boards that go directly to your friends around the world. Can you actually explain a bit more about soldering the circuit boards? Because that seems a bit dangerous.
Yeah, so we're making these lights. One of the biggest challenges we face are making sure that we solder properly. Sometimes when we put a light together, the connections aren't working properly. And it can be very difficult to go back and try and fix those problems. Personally, we love soldering here. It's very fascinating to watch the solder liquefy and solidify. And it's also a great way to unwind after school, and we get to do so while helping others, so it's awesome.
I love it. Maybe I should get into soldering. I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do at home. Amazing. Thank you so much. And finally, Zorn, what is it like to do this kind of project? Like, what is it like to work with your friends, make these things? What's it like?
So current generation helps us to learn new things such as 3D printing, soldering, and designing. But at the same time, it helps us to change the lives of 1.3 billion people around the planet who are currently experiencing light poverty. And just by spending a bit of our time working on this project, we are able to provide them lights that will aid them in their daily tasks, for example, studying, which is vital for their education. We get to do simple things for a bigger purpose rather than just doing a project in a normal class just to get a good mark. We get to change the life of others, but at the same time, we get to improve our skills as students and leaders in the future.
Yeah, students and leaders. We love it. So good. Oh, and something you should know about Current Generation, like Rohan, we're also part of the Incubation Hub program. So it's incredible to see all these wonderful projects that have been so part of we for so long. I love to see it. I love to see it. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, Current Generation, and for sharing all of the amazing ways that you are using tech for good and to impact so many lives around the world. So thank you again. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. It was great to see you again. Wonderful. Oh, I don't know about you, but we have seen countless examples from our guests of how tech has helped with mental health, healthcare, light poverty, and no matter what the issue is that you care about, no matter what the action is that you want to do, don't forget to think about how technology can help you level up your action plan. Let's take my friend Michael. Michael cares a lot about the environment, and so he has pledged to cut down on his plastic waste and always recycle things that can be recycled. Good job, Michael. Good job. But what if Michael thought about the possibilities of combining his passion with technology? Well, maybe he could pull out his computer and learn more and spread awareness over his social media page around how to recycle and get around the world. Or maybe he'd collect data on the availability of recycling and compost bins around the city and get people to sign an online petition to add more of those bins in more accessible spaces. Or maybe he'd take that data and build an app that helps you find the nearest compost bin if you didn't have one in your building. Or maybe he can build off that idea and link people to services that help reduce waste and pollution, like electronic recycling collections, clothing swaps, bulk stores. Maybe he'd decide that the answer was in the memes, actually, and craft his own memes that examine the issue of the environment in a way that was humorous and enlightening. And maybe he'd call the meme page Frankie's Frank Memes, and everyone would follow him and revere him, and he would get invited to the United Nations and showcase his memes, which everyone called a work of art. And he'd shrug with such humility and say, no, they're not a work of art, they're important. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. I guess that was secretly a dream of mine that I've been having for the last couple of years. And I don't know, I just love memes, okay? Anyway, okay. Let's see what ideas you had in the Menti poll of how you can support the environment. Let's see what we've got. We've got raising awareness, using it to improve farming techniques. Didn't even think about that. That's incredible. Finding a local organization that are supporting to help the climate. Using artificial intelligence to track changes in climate change. Imagine, oh my goodness, this is wild, to create renewable energy. There's so many ideas for how you can support the environment, and I feel like it's going to be on behind me, but you know what? There's so much knowledge from all of you watching, and I couldn't even come up with half of these, so incredible job. Okay, so on to our next Menti question. What area of technology are you most interested in out of these options? We've got robotics, blogs and websites, social media, cameras and photography, and music and videos. What do you think? Put that in the Menti and we'll come back to that in a little bit. And now, maybe after hearing all these incredible action plans, you're like, okay. I want to start using more tech because I see its potential, but how do I actually get started? Well, I'm so glad you asked. At We, there is a free We Schools campaign with tons of resources and ideas for you to get started. And it's called We Are One. Check this out.
Something as simple as using a computer mouse is a daily struggle for me.
So I invented a mouth guard that allows people to use a computer and access the internet just by using their tongue.
So I designed a headset that records and analyzes sounds to display them as images and words for people who are deaf.
I'm always distracted thinking about my mom's illness.
So I invented a watch that monitors someone's heart and contacts emergency services when they're in need.
Technology lets us imagine the world we want to live in.
A world where everyone's differences are respected.
A world where the line of inclusion isn't drawn between ability and disability.
A world where technology helps us move past barriers.
A world where everyone has the tools to create change.
It's up to all of us together, and it starts with the We Are One campaign. Then use technology to imagine and plan a solution to make your school more inclusive, your community more inclusive,
Your world more inclusive.
It's up to all of us.
Together.
I love it. And now we're actually joined by these students from St. John Catholic Intermediate School. We've got Charlie, Maggie, Lauren, Paige and Lily, and their school have taken incredible action with the We Are One campaign and made some big impact. So give us a wave, my friends, give us a wave. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. But tell us, why did you get started in the We Are One campaign?
Well, we are a very active social justice group, and we thought the We Are One campaign would be a great way to make a difference right here in our own school. From there, we created a survey in Microsoft Forms to see how technology impacts students' learning.
Wonderful. So I love already that you have a really strong social justice club there and Microsoft Forms, using all the technology you can to keep the social justice happening in your school. So I'm hearing that you really wanted to build community and create belonging through your school, through your club. But how did you actually go about doing that? How did you actually do it, my friends?
Fortunately, with Ricardo Wagner, he helped us see through a different view about disabilities. So we started in our learning commons room. After that, with the help of our principal, Mrs. Strong, and our librarian, Mrs. Minima, we recreated an old math room into our learning commons. From there, we took surveys and found and in there you can use immersive reader and dictate.
We also had microbits labeled for students so students can borrow.
We also have a student-run EdTech squad that helps with the accessibility features in Minecraft, Teams, and whatnot. In here we have dictate. So as I'm talking, it's writing the words on Word. And in Minecraft, if you go up to a billboard, press I, it takes you to immersive reader.
Amazing. Minecraft is everywhere, I swear. Incredible. And my friends, what kind of impact have you seen in your school having done the We Are One campaign? What have you seen? Have you seen anything change?
We've seen really big impact in our school. The two most big things that we saw were that students were more involved in technology and using technology, and that they were more confident with technology and overall and liked technology better. And from everything that we learned from our project, we also found that it would be really cool if we did a workshop for teachers at our school that helped the teachers learn how to teach students on different ways of technology and how they could teach students best in different ways.
So important. Make sure that the educators know how to support you with your technological dreams as well. Oh, amazing. My friends from St. John's, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing how you use We Are One to make your school a more inclusive place. And I'm telling you, all I've heard about today is Minecraft, so that's literally what I'm taking away. Minecraft tonight, Minecraft tomorrow. Wonderful. Thank you so much for signing on. Give us a wave, and congratulations, and continue working to make your school the most inclusive place it can be. Oh my goodness, my friends. What an incredible hour we have had. We've been getting to chat and learn from one another about technology, artificial intelligence, and the incredible power it has in creating social change and helping solve global challenges. I hope you've seen and heard something that has got you thinking a little differently about how you can use technology for good. If you're trying to remember where to get started, think about what kind of technology you're really interested in and how you can combine it with an issue to make change. So let's look at Menti and see the different interests in technology you have. Oh, loads of people into music and videos. That's mega. Think about how you could use music, maybe songs, to create change and all these things. I've seen that everywhere. Robotics. Everyone's doing robotics classes. I never got robotics class. That's amazing. There are so many ways that you can use the technologies that you care about to create that impact in the world. And remember to check out Microsoft's Imagine Cup Junior, a program that provides students the opportunity to learn about tech and how it can be used to positively change the world. And don't forget to get your class involved in our We Are One campaign for amazing free resources to help you use technology to create an inclusive world. And finally, this is really important, make sure you fill out our quick survey that will be sent to all the folks watching to receive a 30% off discount code for our Me2We store, where you can purchase school supplies, Rafiki bracelets, and more. Each item has a direct impact to our We Villages communities, and you do not want to miss out on that. Well, that just about wraps it all up. I'd like to give a huge thanks from Franks to Microsoft for making this whole event possible today. I hope to see everyone at our next Global Classroom on March the 6th, which is all about building healthy relationships. But from now, from all of us at We, get your Tech for Good badge, my friends. Bye-bye. It was great to see you.
Thank you.